What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So there are some more news pertaining to Season 5. So the update officially came out for Garena, and we got some information on a new signature attachment that's going to be making its way for this upcoming season. And it's probably one of the more interesting ones. So the new signature attachment is going to be going to the J358. So this is basically the only revolver pistol that we do have in the game. And I don't really think it's actually ever had any sort of signature attachment. The closest thing I could think of is maybe the stopping power rounds, but that's something that came with the gun during the Gunsmith update. So what is the attachment going to be for this pistol? So yes, I think last time we had the Akimbos for the MW11s, but now for the J358, we actually have something that is, I guess, kind of fitting for a revolver. So what you're seeing here in the picture is basically the new attachment called the Hammer Grip. So basically, it allows you to have a significantly boosted fire rate, but at the same time losing the ability to, I guess, go full auto with it, basically just holding down the trigger. And it also keeps you from ADSing and also keeps you from basically adjusting your bullet spread or improving it. The latter downside that I just discussed will be, I guess, further expanded upon later in the video. But right now, basically what this attachment is supposed to do is kind of have you use it in a more Western style way. You hold it hip fire only, and you basically could shoot way faster because I guess, like in terms of animation or in terms of motion, you're kind of just thumbing down the hammer way faster than you normally would if you were aiming. Just for a better explanation, let me just show you guys a video of how it works. So all credit goes to Bebbles on Twitter. He's the one that actually shared this video. He usually does this whenever there's a new update. He has like early access to all that stuff. But yeah, basically he showed off the clip of how this J358 attachment works, and it does look pretty cool. But at the same time, there are some, I guess, some concerning features about it. So I did mention earlier that one of the downsides was that you couldn't adjust the spread. And of course, the spread being the hipfire spread, which is probably the most vital part of using this attachment. So basically this attachment keeps you from doing that, but you could still for some reason have all those hipfire lasers and maybe even that little muzzle brake that you could use, or I think it's called like the flash brake or something like that, to increase the hipfire accuracy. But even if you put those things on, it doesn't affect the accuracy at all. I did ask him on his opinion on how it functioned personally, because I'm sure he had a lot more time to use it. And he basically told me that it wasn't really a good attachment because of that reason, since like it just basically misses everything. And look, I understand where the devs are coming from. They don't want to make it too unbalanced, because keep in mind the J358 is typically a very strong type of pistol where the damage is like over 70. So like 2 shots and maybe even 1 shot to the head will actually get a kill. So if you could rapid fire that completely with perfect accuracy, I could understand why that would be a problem. But at the same time, it kind of has that same issue that the Akimbo MW11s have, where the hipfire isn't really good enough to make the attachment worth using. But at least with the Akimbo MW11s, you could at least adjust your hipfire spread to make it more accurate, while with the J358, with this special attachment, you can't do anything with that. So you're basically just stuck with the default accuracy. Bebbles even told me that when he was in the target range, he couldn't even hit bots that were standing still. So that kind of poses a problem if you want to actually use this in practice. With hipfire, there is a little bit of luck when it comes to, you know, getting kills in hipfire sometimes. Even if you don't have any hipfire attachments, maybe like you'll get lucky enough to hit a few shots in, making it easier to get a kill. Sometimes you won't get lucky at all. I mean, there's situations where I get into gunfights, maybe one-on-one gunfights where, you know, feel like it should be accurate, but sometimes it's not, or sometimes I get into another situation, close range, where I'm just hitting every shot with no sort of hipfire attachments. There is a little bit of luck that plays when it comes to hipfire attachments, but that luck does increase when you actually add all these special attachments to improve the accuracy. But taking away the ability to help with the accuracy basically does a disservice for not only the weapon, but just the attachment itself, because now it's not worth using at all if you're just going to have to rely on chance. Not only on chance, but like very slim odds. Yes, when you had the Akimbo MW11s in close range, like maybe if there's an enemy like maybe 3 to 5 meters in front of you, yeah, it's going to be pretty easy to land shots because they're right there. But keep in mind, the J358 is just a single weapon that you could only hipfire with, and again, you can't add any lasers or anything to improve the accuracy. So even if the enemy is that close, there is literally almost no guarantee that you're going to be able to land enough shots to kill the person in time before they kill you. Not only that, I mean, it's a revolver, so you're either going to have 6 bullets or you're going to have 8, depending on what your magazine choice is going to be. I predict when this attachment does come out, a lot of people are going to have a lot of negative things to say, including myself, and the devs are probably going to have to be forced to at least make some sort of compromise to help with the accuracy. Maybe there's a way that they could add hipfire accuracy to the attachment itself, or just basically remove the restriction keeping us from adding more hipfire accuracy in the first place. Keep in mind, this is not the first Call of Duty game that allows you to, I guess, rapid fire a revolver in a hipfire way. I think Call of Duty Ghost and Infinite Warfare had revolvers that function basically the same way, where yeah, it'll shoot slower if you're ADSing, but if you hipfire, it's going to shoot way faster. That's not the first time this is a thing, but even then, with those games, you're still able to add something to help with hipfire. Whether it be some steady aim perk from back in the day or an actual laser, there was still an option to, help with that accuracy. But yeah, I don't really picture this being a good attachment unless they make some sort of adjustments before the season begins or during the season, which I'm actually hoping for, because yeah, this doesn't really seem like a worthwhile attachment. But yeah, anyways, that's my opinion on it right now. But of course, when I do get my hands on it, I will, I guess, further elaborate on how well it actually works. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content, and I'll see you guys next time.